My name is Adlojo, and today I'll be taking you word problems. The subject is general mathematics. But before I begin, let's look at some of the guidelines you need to follow whenever you're solving word problems in mathematics. I have them highlighted on the board. The first one here says, start with a positive attitude. Always ensure that whenever you're giving word problems, you have this notion that you should be able to do it after going through the question over and over again. So step 2, you survey the problem. That is, you take your time, you read through sentence by sentence. Then step 3, you break the problem into parts. You take them one step at a time. That is what you have in step 4, solving the problem one step at a time. Then number 5, you know where to look for help. You should be able to identify the aspect or the topic where the question is coming from, because word problem cuts across different topics in mathematics. It could involve quadratic equation, it could involve linear equation, it could be a problem on longitude and latitude, it could be a problem on inflation or commercial arithmetics. And finally, you have to ensure you go through your results, you verify them, you insert your results into the equation to see whether they are true. So for today's class, we are going to focus on word problems leading to linear equations and word problem leading to quadratic equation. So we have our first question on the board. The question says, a father is 28 years older than his daughter. In 2 years' time, he will be 3 times as old as his daughter. Find the present ages. If you go through the question carefully, you will discover that we don't have the actual age of the father, we don't have the actual age of the daughter, and in 2 years' time, we're told that the dad's age will be 3 times that of the daughter, and we are required to determine their present age. So our first step is to define some variables. We are going to define the age of the daughter using the variable x. Then we assume that the father's age will be the sum of 28 and x. So let's do that quickly. I begin by saying, let the daughter's age be x. So therefore, the father's age is x plus 28, according to the first sentence. So the next sentence says, in 2 years' time, he, that is the father, will be 3 times as old as his daughter. So how do we describe that as an equation? Let's move back to the solution. In 2 years' time. In 2 years' time. What do you think the daughter's age will be? The daughter's age equals x plus 2. Hence, the father's age will also be x plus 28 then plus 2, which should give us x plus 30. But according to the second sentence in the question, we're told that after 2 years, the father's age is now 3 times the daughter's age. So if the father's age is x plus 30 in 2 years' time, then x plus 30 should be equal to 3 times x plus 2. And that is how we obtain our equation. So therefore, I can say x plus 30, which is the father's age, is equal to 3, open bracket, x plus 2. Father's age equals 3 times the daughter's age. So we can expand the expression on the left-hand side, and then we simplify to obtain the value of x, since we have an equation that involves just only one variable, which is variable x. So here I have x plus 30. On the right-hand side, I have 3x plus 6. If you expand, if you open the bracket. Now let's collect like terms. I have 30 minus 6 equals 3x minus x. 30 minus 6 gives 24. 3x minus x gives 2x. In order to obtain the value of x, I divide both sides of the equation by 2. So dividing through by 2, I should have x equals to 12. If the value of x is 12, that means the present age of the daughter is 12 years. And with that value, we can obtain the age of the father, which will be the sum of 12 and 28. So this implies daughter's age equals 12 years and father's age equals, that is, x plus 28 years, which is 12 plus 28 years, since the value of x is 12. 12 plus 28 gives 40. So the father's present age is 40 years and the daughter's present age is 12 years. And that brings us to the end of our first problem, which says find their present ages. And we have just gotten that. We can now proceed to the second question. The ages of a brother and sister are 11 and 8 years. In how many years' time will the product of their ages be 378? The word problem given here leads to a quadratic equation. Well, let's take them sentence by sentence. The first sentence says the ages of a brother and sister are 11 and 8 years. And the next sentence says, in how many years' time will the product of their ages be x? We are going to assume that the number of years required here is x. So my first line, let the number of years be x. So in x years times, the brother should be 11 plus x years old. Likewise, in x years times, the sister should be 8 plus x years old. So in x years time, brother's age equals 11 plus x, and sister's age equals 8 plus x. Since we expect to take the product, the question says the product of their ages will be 378. Therefore, 11 plus x multiplied by 8 plus x should give 378. On the left-hand side, we have the product of two linear factors. And this product here will give us a quadratic expression. Let us expand. Expanding the left-hand side, we should have 88 plus 8x, or 11x first, then plus 8x, then plus x squared, equals 378. Let's simplify the left-hand side. We have 88 plus 19x plus x squared equals 378. This is quadratic. Let's rearrange it properly, since quadratic equations are always expressed in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So let's rearrange this. Therefore, x squared plus 19x plus 88 minus 378 should give us 0. And here, this difference will give us minus 290. So we have x squared plus 19x minus 290 equals 0. The quadratic equation derived on the board can be solved using various methods. You can decide to apply factorization. It's solved by factorization method. You can also apply completing the square method, and you can apply the quadratic formula. Using factorization method, x squared plus 19x minus 290 equals to 0 can be expressed as x squared plus 29x minus 10x minus 290 equals to 0. Carrying out factorization by grouping, we have x plus 29, then minus 10, x plus 29 equals to 0. X plus 29 is common to both groups. Here we are left with x, here we are left with minus 10. If you factorize x plus 29 from both groups, then equals to 0. The product of the two linear factors here gives 0. So therefore, we can claim that x plus 29 is equals to 0, or x minus 10 is equals to 0. From here, x equals minus 29, and from here, x equals to 10. We have two values for x, but one of the values will be discarded, because when we are talking about number of years, we can't have a negative value. So the acceptable value of x is 10. So therefore, we can conclude that in 10 years' time, the product of their ages we give 378, and that is our final answer. Here's an exercise. A woman is 35 years old and her son is 12 years old. How many years ago was the product of their ages 174? This given question is related to the question 2 solved earlier, and I believe you should be able to interpret and then solve correctly. After solving the given exercise, make sure you type in your answers in the comment box. Thank you.